almost killed themselves on the side. OMG. Look at you all tan. Mr. Bartley, I'll take that.
Kevin, can I just talk to you just for 2 minutes? Yeah. Thank you very much.
You caught me and my former assistant once inside your property, and you gave us a tour because you realized we weren't threatening.
Hey, how are you? Mike.
Yeah, no. They're simply to.
that seems reasonable, that would be.
It seems, oh, it's not unreasonable, but.
So we need to be very careful how we even under 400 feet. Let me give you that. What should we do for that? Is it standard surgery? Is it just I take a time and start looking at the windows. Or what if you have people that actually have really good devices? I'm just having a birthday party in my backyard. Based on that, take action. This is gonna be a long one. We have to start the meeting, but I would definitely invite you to.
I mean, I'm gonna speak up tonight.
Okay, no, that's fine, Say what
Covered most of it.
Yeah, no problem, thank you, good points though.
Yes.
Everybody ready? All aboard, coming aboard? We have a quorum? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. What, can you tell them to get in here, please?
Todd.
Rebecca.
How we doing? I'd like to call this February 16th session of the Hoyoke City Council to order. The clerk will call the roll and record those members present.
Bartley.
Here.
Bresnahan. Shatnoff.
Here.
Graney.
Here.
Jordan.
Here.
Leahy.
Present.
LeBron Martinez. Here. Lisi. McGee. McGivern.
Here.
Roman.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Tallman.
Here.
Bacon.
Here.
Valentine.
Here.
All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America.
And the City of Hoyoke.
And the City Council.
And the City Council.
You fired me.
You're voting first tonight. Thank you.
First time I didn't get called.
We have two items marked 1 and 2 on our agenda that are currently laid on the table. Unless there's a motion to remove from the table, they'll be still there on the table. Okay, moving forward. We now have public comment. We have 3 citizens that signed up for public comment this evening. First up is Paul Bissett of 966 Main Street. Paul, welcome. Just make sure the microphone's on, Paul.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the council knows me, but to the residents of Hoyoke, I live at 966 Main Street, and my problem is with the 24-hour business down there, the car wash. There's a lot of illegal activity going on, drag racing going on, loud noise. It wakes my kids up at night 7 days a week. You know, not so bad now with the weather, but once summer comes, it's crazy down there. And I'd like the council to address it any way they possibly can.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very
Thanks.
much, Paul. Councilor Lisi?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think I did file an order to investigate that issue with both the Board of Health, the License Board, and the Police Department.
Yes, Councilor Roman?
Yes, and to answer Councilor Lisi's question, thank you to Councilor Bresnahan and Bartley, actually, before I got on board. Just got an email today, Marcotte Ford will be placing the signs up this week. Got them the Spanish translations for no loitering, as well as we just had a Springdale Ingleside community meeting with Paul there and Rosalie Williams from the school committee, who we're working with Dr. Reich to get a no loitering sign as well, and Dean Tech on the walkways. So that's all in. And then also on tonight's agenda, working with the law department and with Mr. Bissett's issues, item number 31 came as a result of these conversations. So.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, our next citizen that signed up to speak is Aaron Brunel of 243 Oak Street. Aaron, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm Erin Brunel. I live at 243 Oak Street. I'm just calling to speak. I came tonight to speak against the order that was filed to have some type of restrictions placed on drone usage. I'm not sure why the order came about. I'm not sure what the committee's intent is with it. But I personally use drone footage in my business on a daily basis, both with residential real estate, commercial real estate, as well as just general marketing videos that we've done for the city. So, you know, I just wanted to come and speak. I don't know if it's necessarily against it. I don't really see the need to get written permission to fly a drone. I certainly don't see the need for written permission to take drone footage of municipal property, because you certainly don't need permission to stand in front of City Hall and take a picture with a camera, a cell phone, any other device, especially if it's municipally owned property, which is public property. So as far as private property goes, I can say that when we are filming drone footage, we never fly outside of the designated lot parameters of the property that we're shooting. There is certainly an occasion where, you might see a neighboring house on footage, but you also certainly see a neighboring home when you're using just normal stills also because of the density of our neighborhood. So I'm not sure what the reason is for the filing of the order, but I would like to encourage City Council to just be careful of putting restrictions on things that, people use on a daily basis, because I could just see it being a hassle and, adding problems to a lot of the aspects that I work with. So just wanted to speak on that.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, appreciate that. Next up is Jeff Burns. Jeff hails from 74 Cherry Hill. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you. Hope everyone's having a good night. So I'm here to speak about my opposition against the ordinance for use of drones. According to the FAA, they advise that municipalities not be in the business of creating laws around the use of drones because they're the governing body set forth to do so. I feel like it's going to create some negativity in how people would respond to seeing them in the sky, and especially when we do have commercial applications for them, and we are allowed a blanket of less than 200 feet to do so. And I just strongly disagree with the potential for fines to have being out there using this. I just think that we should be very careful in how it's approached, and really do our due diligence to find out if this is something that other people are doing, and if this should even be considered on the table.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Okay, next up is communications. We have first up is.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Sorry. I'd like to suspend the rules and take up item number 31, please.
Okay, item number 31. Okay. Motion to suspend the rules to go to item number 31, introduced by Counselor Roman. All in favor of suspending the rules for this purpose?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Item number 31, that the City Council adopt an ordinance to limit the hours of operation of businesses or to prohibit the 24-hour operation of businesses within the city, that the law department provide an opinion to the council as to whether such an ordinance could apply to existing businesses, as well as options of ordinance language for the city council to consider. Ordinance.
I make a motion to ordinance and a copy to the law department.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to receive item number 31, to refer it to the ordinance committee with a copy to the law department. Any discussion? Counselor
Just
Roman?
solely so that way Mr. Bissett, who's had a long couple hours with us on the previous Springdale Neighborhood Association meeting, so we can address this and allow Mr. Bissett to go home.
Sure. Sure, we'll have you invited to the, when it comes up in ordinance too, Paul, as well. Yeah. All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of sending 31 to ordinance?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, communication, back to regular order, number 3. Item number 3 is a communication from the mayor vetoing our agenda item number 10 from the last meeting, and this was the item related to local approval. Yes. Yep.
Motion to override Mayor's veto?
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to override the mayor's veto. Any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll. A yes vote is in favor of the override, a no vote is to deny it.
LeBron Martinez,
Yes.
Lisi,
So for the
A
override?
yes vote is to override, a no vote is to sustain.
Yes.
McGee,
Yes vote is
Okay,
to.
a yes
sorry.
vote is to override the veto, a no vote, and so it becomes law.
Okay.
A no vote is to not override and to sustain the mayor's veto.
So, yes.
Yep.
McGee. Yes. McGivern,
President, just a clarification. You said this is the, the home rule petition?
This is,
Is the,
there's no home rule petition. This is the ordinance on local approvals coming before the city council. We adopted at the last city council meeting.
hey, there's 2 vetoes before us, and I just,
The second one is related to the license issue. The mayor vetoed our ordinance on licenses. That's item number 4.
okay, which he refers to as item number 20 on the former agenda?
Correct.
Thank you.
So, Mr. President, I think I misunderstood. So the yes vote is in favor of the override of the veto.
The yes vote is to override the motion was to override, so a yes vote is to approve the override, a no vote is to not approve the override and sustain the veto.
So can I actually change my vote?
Sure.
Because I was under the misunderstanding there. So I'd like to change my vote to no.
Okay, so Counselor Lisi is a no vote.
I misunderstood as well, so I'm sorry. I
Okay,
didn't-
so Counselor LeBron Martinez is a no vote. Why don't we start this all over so we can make this really
Please,
clean?
yes.
Okay? The motion is to adopt the ordinance notwithstanding the mayor's veto, okay? And so a yes vote is to override the veto, a no vote is to sustain the veto and not override, okay? So clerk will call the roll, please.
LeBron Martinez,
No.
Lisi,
No.
McGee. Yes. McGivern,
Yes.